Hi Cancer, this is your mid-September 2019 reading. Cancer, in the course of September, there are certain critical cycles. They are coming to their birthing period. They're coming to their 9-month mark when their results will show up over the course of second half of September. We'll talk about them one by one because they will have an impact on you all the way till December. The first key change that is happening in the month of September is that Saturn, the planet of structure, the planet of rules, the planet that rules the very fabric of operation of the society, the governance system of our life, is finally going direct on 18th of September. Saturn has been retrograde since about 29th of April, and since then you might have been in process of restructuring, reconsidering, going back and forth in terms of what rules of engagement you want to have when it comes to your committed partnerships, when it comes to your contracts, when it comes to your business partnership. What kind of partnership you want to be in, and what is the rule of engagement in your job, in your contracts that you like to be in. Those were getting redefined within you, and now with Saturn going direct, this whole period of readjustments, of thinking, of arrested growth, of frustration, that is coming to an end. We are finally moving forward with launching the new framework of connecting with other people on a different footing going forward. Saturn will walk that path from now all the way till December that it had gone retrograde on. So we will see certain situations that were held up, which were structural in nature, which are related to your contracts, which change the way you operate in your business, which change the way the administrative system of your life is run. That undergoes a very significant change from now all the way till December. And in December, then we have a new moon on 26th of December, which is a solar eclipse in the very same area of your life. And we start living that new contract and that new structure of relationship. Saturn, Pluto, and South Node coming together for the first time ever in your house of partnerships is redefining how you connect with other people on a one on one basis, professionally as well as personally. That might have resulted in the last 4 or 5 months, release of certain relationships that did not serve you well going forward, that were not part of your karma going forward. Because a karmic release and a restructuring of your personal relationships might have happened over the course of last couple of months, and it's possible that the relationships that are there now, they might have undergone restructuring in itself as well, even if they were not released, because now you're laying down the foundation of what will last you for a lifetime. When Saturn comes in your house of partnership, which it does only once in 30 years, it creates the contracts, the karmic contracts, the bondages, the attachments, the committed relationship, the committed paths that will last you for a long time, that will do right by you for a long time. In addition to that, North Node is sitting in your sign. From now all the way till mid of 2020, you still have North Node or Rahu sitting in your sign, and that is prompting you to be who you need to be to follow your path. It is asking you to tilt the balance in your favor. Do right by you when it comes to your life path. Do right by you when it comes to your partnerships. Give yourself the bandwidth, not losing our element, and your element is to care about people. You are a nurturer by default, but at the same time demanding your right share when it comes to your committed partnerships, when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your committed partnerships with business. So not being compromised and letting other people letting other people do their own share of duties, letting them take on the workload that they need to. At the same time, handling competition and enemies in a very effective manner. That is all part of this restructuring that Saturn and Pluto are doing, and this is a very, very critical juncture of turnaround in that is happening in September. Not only is Saturn going direct on 18th of September, Pluto is going direct on 3rd of October as well, which you'll start feeling from 13th of September as well. So from the middle of this month, you'll feel that this restructuring of my contract, whether it is a job contract or the kind of commitments that you take on when it comes to your job duties, or the kind of commitment that you take on when it comes to your partnership, the kind of people you connect with, the kind of people who you get into relationship with, the kind of people coming in your life which are powerful, which are building you up, which help you, support you in becoming who you want to become. You'll see that shift in the nature of your partnerships as a result of these two planets going direct in the coming months. And you'll start the beginning of that. You'll see the beginning of that in the middle of this month when Saturn goes direct and Pluto stands stationary, giving you the conviction, giving you the power to make it all happen. Pluto is bringing powerful people in your life who are going to be part of your new vision, who are going to be part of your new life, who are going to be part of this new fabric of life that you're creating, this new regime of life that you're creating, because Saturn rules governance systems of the world. Governments and the structural and the administrative structures of our organizations undergo change, and we are seeing that in the world, that there has been a huge amount of restructuring, huge amount of dysfunction coming to the surface in the global events. But in our personal life, similar sort of culling out happens in partnerships and relationships, in committed contracts. And now begins the time to constructively create things that serve us well, because we have released what does not serve us well. So this is a critical change that is coming in the middle of the month, and it will continue all the way till early October in my view. And then you'll see results of that come about all the way till December. This is especially true if you have planets between 14 degree to 21 degree of Cancer, which if you're a Cancer sun, it's you're born between 5th of July to 11th of July. So United States will be clearly a part of this, being a Cancer sun. But for you, look at your chart. If you have planets, sun, moon rising between 14 degree to 21, 22, even 24 degree of Cancer, or if you're born between 5th of July to 11th of July, even till 14th of July, you will see strong impact of this. These are cardinal changes that are coming your way in the second half of the month, which will redefine your personal relationships as well as your business relationships, which will redefine the kind of job you want to be in. And it all comes with a new beginning in your home, family, inner world, personal life, and a culmination in your career in October, because we'll be having a new moon on your critical axis on 28th of September in your house of home and family, and then we'll be having a full moon, a culmination in your career in October, around 13th of October. So you'll see shifts come about in your home and family as well as your place of living and your career as a result of these structural shifts that are coming in the way you connect with people, in your contracts, in your relationships, which you might have been going back and forth on over the course of last couple of months. The second big change that is happening, which is connected to this, is that finally Jupiter and Neptune, they are making their last square on 21st of September. This is a 13-year synod. Synod are outer planets which are meeting each other, and they always cause global events when they come together. So Jupiter and Neptune coming together is completing a 13-year cycle. They are dissolving an old ideology and infusing a new ideology in the world system, in people's mind. And we see that's why people's ideology change about how they think their life should be run. Their awareness about their faith is changing. Our belief system is shifting as a result of Jupiter-Neptune synod. And in September, when they come together for the last time, this is their birthing meeting. This is their third meeting this year, which is supposed to be the period when the new birth of this ideology, the final refining The final refining and definition of this new ideology happens. For you, this square is happening with Jupiter sitting in your house of health and work, which is essentially prompting you to give birth to the kind of work environment and health routine that are in line with your new ideology. This is asking you to change the way you manage your day to day routine and expand it, gain support from it to move forward. Jupiter and Neptune making a square with each other dissolves our old ideology about what and who our life can be. Neptune sitting in your house of faith is expanding who you can become. It is asking you to dream beyond your current reality. It's asking you to become bigger than what you ever have been before. It is shifting your ideology to become more holistic, to become more international, to live in a foreign country, to have a dream of traveling, to have a dream of interacting with people who are different from you, who are multicultural, who are multinational. Going beyond your old education, going beyond your faith system. It's asking you to dream big, have a bigger and higher purpose of your life. That's the prompting of Neptune sitting in your ninth house. Now that is making a contact with Jupiter sitting in your house of work routines and health. And it is saying faith without works is dead. It is asking you to put this expanded vision into work. It is asking you to give birth to the kind of projects that takes this new belief system into account. It is asking you to work on the kind of job, create the work environment, create the co-worker relationships that are in line with your higher ideology. Because your ideology has been uplifted. And now it needs to show up in your health, in your work environment, in your relationship with your coworker. It is a result of your shift in mindset, which has happened over the course of last couple of months. And now we see the result of it. It could be in form of a shift that you see at work. It could be in form of a support that comes through at work. It could be in form of you getting the kind of projects that are in line with your new ideology. This is a very positive aspect that results in some amount of positive information coming your way in form of either you coming to know that you'll be working on more exciting projects, or in form of just the work environment becoming very supportive, or you finding ways of taking care of your health which are in line with you wanting to have more adventure in your life, because your body has to support it. Your body has to support. But you see, these two planets meeting each other shows you the linkage between your belief system and your health and your work. It shows you that you create your own reality. So Neptune is right now retrograde. So it shows us some reality. It shows us sometimes the gap in our own belief system, which might have been stopping the manifestation of the kind of work environment, and the kind of health we desire. And you might see some realizations of that come through around 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th of September, when we have Sun opposing Neptune and then Mars opposing Neptune. This is especially true if you have planets around 17 degree. 17 degree, if you're a Cancer Sun, is about 8th or 9th of July born. 8th or 9th of July born, around that, 1 or 2 days before and after 8th or 9th of July born, will feel this very strongly between 10th to 14th of September. There is a shift in our mindset, shift in our thinking that is required, which is stopping us from making our own adventure happen, which is stopping us from bringing this shifted ideology to practical world. There could be something that we were missing out in our bigger vision, because of which it was not coming to work. And now that might come to you. It might come to you in form of a conversation with somebody. It might come through because of a travel you have undertaken. It might come through because of a new project that you have initiated, which is communicative in nature. It comes through in a time period when we have Virgo season right now, which is the time when you dig through information and find solutions. So you might be looking for answers. You might be looking for reasons why my higher vision, why my higher goals, why the dream that Neptune has shown me has not come into real life yet. And that results in change. That results in manifestation. That results in you shifting your own perspective, and that shifts your outer reality around 21st of September when this synod gives birth. You'll start experiencing this from 15th of September itself, that something is changing when it comes to your work environment. Things are working forward. Finally, things are moving forward. But as I said, the key lesson of this synod for you is that we create our own reality. So if you think that people love you, you receive love. If you believe that universe is abundant, you receive a lot of prosperity. You believe that your body supports you, then the body reciprocates in form of health, and it shows up in your daily health routines. You believe in your ability to deliver what has been gifted to you as your skill set, and you see that you get well employed, or you get the kind of projects that are corroborative to your skill set. So that is emphasized by this key change, the second key change that is happening this month. The second half of the month becomes very cardinal. This is the third thing I wanted to discuss with you. So the first half of the month is Virgo season. It is a mutable season till about 22nd or 23rd of September. It's all about us shifting our perception, us sharing our ideas with people, receiving more ideas, traveling, interacting with people, imbibing new information that can come our way. And then in the second half of the month, it becomes showtime. It becomes the time to implement those ideas into reality in form of shifting jobs, in form of shifting our place of living. So your critical axis of home and family as well as your job will get activated after 22nd or 23rd of September. Before that, we are sort of getting the tools ready for it. We are getting the information. We are traveling for it. We are having an experience with a guru, with a teacher, with a mentor to get something, some information out of it. Because you have certain ideas which are up in the air, but we don't know how to implement them. You might have certain brilliant ideas which are out of norm, which are sort of different from norm, and you don't know how to implement them. And those information requires you to meet with people. It requires you to gain some knowledge with other people and get the detail down to the T in Virgo season. And then in Libra season, after the solstice of 23rd of September, we bring it into action. We bring it into realization. Let me give you a few dates. So sort of we have a catalog of what's happening when. Around 12th of September to 14th of September, we'll have Mars making a T-square with Jupiter and Neptune. This is a mental crisis. This is you trying to figure out, how do I make this happen? I have a bigger vision. How do I make this happen? That happens between 12th to 14th of September. It is very positive for you because it is positively aspected with you, but I'll request you to be physically a little bit careful around 14th of September. You can feel a little bit weak as a result of it, especially if you have planets around 16 to 17 degree of Cancer, which is around 8th, 9th, even 10th of July born. Then on 14th of September, we have a full moon in your 9th house. So as I mentioned, you know there's something bigger than life that you're meant to do. Now we need to figure out what it is. This could be through you going ahead and deciding, I need to take a trip. You going ahead and deciding, I need to learn from a person who's different from me. I need to get educated from a person. You seeking help from a mentor. You seeking help from a teacher. You seeking help from a person who's more experienced in your line. Because you want to change the way you do business. So it's possible that you want to gain this new information out of a person who's got experience in that line. So gaining that perspective of how do I implement this can come after 14th of September with this full moon happening around 21 degree, and that's around 11th of July born, who will be most impacted by this. There's a lot of conviction in wanting to have a higher purpose of your life here. Neptune has shown you a different vision of what your life can be. But how do I make it happen? That picture comes to life in the second half of the month because of this full moon. At the same time, from 14th of September, because Mercury and Venus both move into your house of home and family, there'll be a lot of push and pull and pre-planning, which will start for the critical period that is coming out after 23rd of September. You'll start thinking about, there can even be conflicts, if I can say, in terms of people, because you're changing in the way you interact with the people, even in your personal life, and there will be certain people who may not like that. So you'll see on 17th of September, when Mercury meets Uranus, there could be somebody in your personal life who you could shock because of the way their things, their vision that you have, and they might be sticking to traditional, but you have progressed forward. This is especially true if you're June born or you're early degree Cancer, around 6 or 7 degree of Cancer. So be a little bit careful around 17th of September, 19th of September, and then 28th of September. These are the periods when early born Cancer could have a discussion with a personal partner or with your home and family, and it is a little bit ahead of time, and they are not able to digest this in some way. So it can be a little bit of a shocking moment for them. But they, as I said, I mean, this is part of your evolution. This is what you're here to do. You're here to evolve who you are as a person. So there is some amount of compromise your home and family might need to do with your new vision. There are personal relationships which will undergo change and shifts as a result of who you're becoming. And there will be push and pull and speaking up, which will happen with your home and family, with the people in your, maybe there are discussions with respect to changing your place of living. And that comes into focus, that comes into discussion, that comes under negotiation. And there are some critical steps then they are taken on 22nd of September when we have a cardinal T-square, and then yet again on 25th of September when we have cardinal square created, T-square created with Venus. So you will see around 22nd to 25th of September that there are critical steps that are taken in your personal life to shift things. It could be that you're changing your place of living and you're discussing about it, you're negotiating it, you're taking certain steps towards it. It is away from your comfort zone. It is away from who you were previously. Maybe you're claiming your own place when it comes to your personal relationships. And that can come up as a conflict, but it is something that you need to do to walk your destiny. This is especially true if you have planets around 14 degree of Cancer, which is around 5th of July born. And this will progress to 21 degree as well. The same degrees are getting very, very strongly triggered. So 14 degrees around 5th of July, 20 or 21 degree of Cancer is around 11th of July born. And Pluto will kick in around 26th of September when Mercury makes a square with Pluto. This is the time when you'll have that conviction and discussion. And it can be in form of an ego conflict. It can be between somebody who's your business partner. You're trying to restructure the way you connect with people and putting your foot down. And the middle path between diplomacy in relationships and this new strength you found within your core, there's a middle path that is getting defined here. But the key to success is to not really give up your goals here. You cannot be giving up your goals, because this is the first time in 20 years you have the opportunity to rise up and be who you truly want to be. So there will be moments of trying to overcome the way you were in the partnerships previously and act in a new way. And those opportunities as well as challenges will be presented to you around, as I mentioned, 22nd of September, then 25th of September, and then 26th of September, and then yet again on 1st of October. These are the time when Venus and Mercury, they are making a square to Pluto and Saturn. These are not the easiest of the aspects, but this is where this newfound conviction, this new boundary, this new rule book that you are launching of how to manage relationship, that comes into practical action, and the action is sort of seen in your personal life, either with mother or with a parent or with a family member or with a person who you are close to in your family. And earlier you've been sort of walking on eggshells, but now you say your piece because you want different things. And then on 28th of September, we have a new moon in your house of home and family. There is a new start, which is based on more reality. It could be that you're deciding to relocate. It is you deciding to have a new way of functioning in your personal life. And this is especially true if you have planets around 5 degree of Cancer, which is around 27th of June. This is a critical new start that is coming your way, which gives way to a new kind of career, which is coming about in October. Because on 13th of October, we have a full moon in your house of career, which will put you in spotlight when it comes to your career. Some career project, important career project of significance to you is coming to conclusion, it's coming to light. It is very, very structural in nature. It defines your structure of your leadership. It defines the structure of your career in some ways. This is especially true if you have planets around 20 or 21 degree of Cancer, which is around 11th or 12th, 10th, 11th, 12th of July born. Even 1 or 2 days before and after 10th or 11th of July. So I would say 9th to 13th of July born, they will experience a strong shift in their career in the month of October. But the preparation of that, the readiness of that will happen, all of it after 22nd of September. So this is what's happening, Cancer. This is an important period. I'll speak to you in the next video now. There is a lot of changes coming about in October, which we have to look forward to because your critical axes are getting activated in October. Your axis of home and family and career and the balance between the two is getting significantly activated since 22nd or 23rd of September, and more of that will come in October. Good luck for that. I'll see you in the next video now.